Alright guys, welcome to another video. I'm going to do this whole vlog today on my GoPro because I've noticed lately, and I apologize for it, but when I'm filming with my SLR camera, I tend to lean a bit and stuff like that, which I've been having, I don't know why. I keep holding the camera crooked, and GoPro has horizon control, and in general I've been getting annoyed at my footage because I've been really shaky. So anyway, if you watched yesterday's vlog, we're getting rid of the old AU Battler. So this car now is the old drift car, and it is going off to scrap. Cheech and Chong just ripping a few extra parts off it before it goes off to scrap. So that is, what are you getting out of it, Cheechy? Steering rack and stuff?
Yeah, steering rack.
Yeah.
Yep,
so
got it out already. Yeah,
Cheechy's just grabbing a few extra bits before that one goes off to scrap. So RIP. We've kept the spare auto out of it. And the reason I kept the spare auto, if you haven't known already guys, we're giving away an AU Falcon drift car. Or drift car, can be a road car, it's totally up to you guys. But we are giving away this beast right here. Full AU house, like crazy lock kit, has a pod filter. I should show you the engine bay. The engine bay is super duper clean, but look at the lock on this bad boy. So I haven't welded the diff on it, I haven't put a hydraulic handbrake in it because if you win this, it's actually super clean and could be used as a street car. So I'm not gonna go and weld the diff. But other than like some clear peeling, interior in this thing is beautiful, central locking works. Aircon, from what I understand, just needs a regas. It's actually super duper clean for an AU, and it's also a Fairmont, so it's got all electrics and all that. In the next few days when the track is open, I'll show you guys. It definitely does a good skid as well. The thing is super strong. It will come with spare wheels for drifting. It'll come with a year storage here at the drift park if you want to store it here at the drift park and drift it. And it'll also come with skid wheels and things like that. So I don't know, I hope you guys are pumped. Every $5 spent in store grabbing some of my merch, hats, stickers, shirts, jumpers, we've got it all in there. But every $5 you spend gets yourself in the draw to win that car. And yeah, I'm excited about our first giveaway car. But while we're here today, I have new knuckles to put in the 370Z. And when I say new, I mean they're actually the production knuckles that you guys would have been buying now. When we were going through stuff with GK Tech about the 370Z, working out our lock and our ride height and stuff like that, there was some issues I was running into. The fact that I can't actually raise the front of my car any higher because the way the knuckles are. And we ended up working out that I'm actually running a prototype front knuckle still, and it's the same geometry that went into production, so it's the same thing you guys have been able to buy, but some clearances are slightly different on it. So I do have the brand new knuckles that everyone buys in store. I have here, so we're going to go ahead and fit them, and with any luck we should be able to raise the front of the 370 up because it's been way too low. And if you look at the front quarter here, it's literally starting to destroy the front quarter because of the height. And overall, I need it to be a bit higher because it's just sort of ruining itself. Alright, so this is how your regular 370Z like knuckle kit would come. we go. So I haven't even opened this up myself. So, okay. So we'll see, there's obviously going to be some small differences that I can already see straight off the bat. So we'll get these chucked in and see where we're at, guys. But yeah, quickly get these swapped over. Hopefully I don't have any you know, not dramas as such, but I'm hoping they give me what I need to be able to raise the front of this car up. And then once I get the front of the car at a decent height, what I really want to do, guys, is get the top arms in, because I have not put the top arms in this kit yet, only because they're going to push the wheels so much further out, and I really need to get an aftermarket front guard for this car. It needs wide front guards, or I need to cut these and then add flares. It needs work as far as, you know, making it look aesthetically pleasing, because I really don't want to be that guy with massive bloody you know, wheel poke, you know, the big Mexican tire poke. And the thing is, with these chassis, if you want the big lock, you do have to add, you know, a lot of track width to the front. So to just deal with it, it's not the end of the world by any means. So I'll get to ripping these ones out. Hopefully these new ones will give me what I need. I can raise the front and get onto, you know, more pressing issues like sending the crap out of it. And I want to give it a proper wheel alignment. If I can get the front of this all sweet to where I want it, I'm going to head down to wheel alignment shop and get this car its first wheel alignment, I think, since I've owned it. The rear has never been aligned, so I'm really pumped to be able to probably take some camber out of the rear, stand the tires up, go pretty hard on the toe in, and get some real grip out of this thing, because it's already fast, and I'm only using half the tire because of the amount of camber I'm running. So, you know, this thing's going to be a real weapon once I can dial some more grip into the rear, which I just haven't bothered because I haven't got the front right. I don't want to be like, you know, trailering this thing to the wheel alignment place every other day. You know, I want to get everything sort of where I want it, and then I'll sort of button up the you know, button up the alignment from there. So the front of the car is definitely very wonky at the moment. When I broke my wheel, I've knocked something out of place. I'm not exactly sure what. I know that my tie rods aren't exactly straight where I've welded them together. So if you don't remember, guys, I've got welded together tie rods. So if you see in there, they are in fact welded. A standard 370 tie rod, I've welded to just the end of like another tie rod to get the length I needed. You don't necessarily need to do that. These kits actually come with these really long extenders to work with your standard 370Z tie rod, but I lost them. And now I have them, but I don't have another set of standard 370Z tie rods to be able to use these. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to keep going with my dodgy setup for now, until I either find some stock, well, order in some stock 370Z tie rods, or alternatively, I know GK Tech are working on an adapter to suit the 370Z that will allow the fitment of, you know, your regular GK Tech tie rods or S14, etc., to thread into the rack. So I know they're working on that, but in the meantime, I really should find some stock tie rods and use this from GK Tech instead of having welded together tie rods like I have. But like I said, for the meantime, this does work. It's just sketchy. I am sending the crap out of the car in this situation with it being sketchy, and it hasn't bent or broken yet, which is a great sign, not only for the welding that was done, but more so, you know, lock kits aren't just about the lock. You know, they're about the feel. And then the other thing with lock kits, what a lot of people don't take into account, is the amount of stress it can put on the components. And the fact that I've been doing, you know, big entries, like driving the crap out of this car, throwing on the lock stops non-stop, and I haven't even bent a very, very dodgy tie rod, means that it's not putting too much pressure on my rack, which I'm really excited about. Like, the steering's doing a lot of the work itself, and the dynamics of the way it turns and etc. It's not, I'm not forcing it too much, you know what I mean? I'm not getting stuck on lock and having to force the steering back, and in those situations there's usually the ones where you like bend a tie rod or start to blow your rack out. So I think that's a very good sign for the GK Tech lock kit, and you know, I'll definitely need to get that information back to the guys, because I think that's important really. Like, you don't want your lock kit to be like destroying your car. So this is good. This is really good. So yeah, I'll get on to swapping these out, and I'll pull the other ones out and compare them to these to see the subtle differences between the prototype and production model, because I honestly, I know that they haven't changed the knuckle feel. I know they just changed some clearance stuff, so I'll rip it out. All right guys, well, I've been getting on with getting the job done. Turns out mine weren't the prototype. They're literally, well, there's very minor changes, but not enough to warrant putting the new ones in. My original ones are in perfect condition, so I'm not going to swap them out. However, I've made adjustments. So if you look at this side of the car, that's the amount of lock I have when the car's up on the jack. Because of the droop in my spring, it won't actually allow me to get any more lock than that, because it's interfering with a part on the knuckle. Now, if you go around to this side with the car at full droop, now I can get the full lock, which is absolutely bonkers amount of lock. But honestly, it's probably not the safest way of doing things, but I've actually ground out a bunch of the knuckle here to give me clearance, and then I'm getting that information back to the guys at GK Tech. And I don't know, you know, it might not be safe to do it, and that's why they've done it this way. So it will not limit by much, but I'm trying to push the limits of this kit. Yeah, I'm trying to absolutely go full nuts on it, see how it holds up. And yeah, so my idea has been to cut this out. Essentially, I've squared that off. It's definitely not going to be as strong. That's my concern. But I feel like if it works, you know what I mean, it's obviously something we can get back to the guys at GK, and then we can work on, you know, manufacturing it to a point where it's you know, nice and strong and good to sell, you know what I mean. Where right now, honestly, this car's just a track car, so I can send the crap out of it. I'm gonna wish I had a gel gun here. I'd definitely shoot that bloody crow. But yeah, we'll keep going. I'm happy with this. It means I can actually raise the front of the car, which I am going to do now. I'm probably going to bring the front of the car up an inch and, you know, feel it out on the next drift day. But I feel like now with full droop out of the front, I can still get full lock, rather than the car having to be super low to get the, you know, the absolute full capability out of the lock kit. So I think it's going to be better from a point of view. It'll give me more lock, and that might potentially have been my clunking issue in the front end. So yeah, we'll get this info back. And you know, I've already spoken to GK Tech this morning about some of the stuff, so this is just more information I'll be able to get back to the guys and basically make this kit even better for you guys at home. But the kit's already really bloody good, guys. I'm just, like I said, I'm just pushing it to the limit to see how silly we can go. Like, the amount of lock the car has now is more than you'd ever need. Like, don't get me wrong, I drive the thing on lock, but any more lock than that and you're just slowing yourself down and going slow. So, you know, this is like pretty spot on. The feel is amazing. I'm just trying to get rid of this little clonk in the front, which I'm still unsure if it's rack or if it's, you know, that bit there touching the tie rod. So this will give me a good idea of what's going on there. And this Thursday I've got my mate Trav coming out again with his Wisefab 370, so it'll be a really good you know, idea of what the cars are both doing. And you know, I'll give him a drive of this, and he's done a lot of work to his front end to try and get it to feel better, so hopefully his you know, his car feels a bit better as well. But man, we're getting there, guys. This is a lot of lock. This is a lot of lock, and we're getting the lock at a decent height now, so I think that you know, it makes it, you know, you can't run your car as low as this car was on the street. So ideally you want, you know, not everybody has track cars, so the idea of being able to drive your car to the track with this lock kit and make the most of it at a reasonable, close to legal ride height is what we want. So I'll keep going. I might show you guys on the next one how much I cut out, just so you get an idea, and see that if it does go wrong, it's completely on me. It's my own fault for pushing it too far. Even GK Tech told me not to cut as much out as I did, but I want to push things to the limit. I want to see how far they'll go and, you know, really push it, I guess. You know me. All right, I'll show you guys quickly how much I'm cutting off. That's how much I cut off before, but have a look here. This is how much I'm cutting off. So yeah, it's probably not the best to cut off this much. I don't recommend it, obviously, but this is going to give me what I need, and yeah, I'll be able to run the front a bit higher, give me all the lock I need, and hopefully not break off, because that is my biggest concern right now. Is obviously if this broke off, I'm going to be in some trouble. So yeah, nothing like losing all your steering. I'll go ahead, put these back on. If you want to learn how to put these on, GK Tech have got a good how-to video with Dan. So I'll get this slap back on, get it to the ride height I want it, lower it down, and see what you guys think. And then yeah, I've got to go pick a thing up. All right, we've finished up with what I wanted to do, guys. There we go, sorry, had to clean the screen. Settled the ride height back at a height I'm definitely happier with, considering. So actually I'll go to the nicest side of the car, because the left side of my car is pretty worked. Like, so let's have a look at this side of the car. So it's not a bad ride height by any means. It's got like 2 fingers in the front. But you know, you got to remember these Z's, the chassis underneath sits so low that you don't want to run them much lower than this, because it causes issues. A good thing about this is it has sorted out some of the camber. So camber is still a little bit excessive, but nowhere near as crazy as it was. I'm just going to give it a little feel out now. I can't go like drifting because it's not a drift day, but a couple little slides over on the quieter asphalt should be right. I just want to feel it. Get old Chong to give us a bit of film for me. Yeah, that definitely feels substantially better. I'm not getting any hang up. Like, obviously I'm gonna have to go drift it properly, but that's not catching on anything, which is a really good start. Yeah, sweet. All right guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up there. I'm gonna take this thing for a wheel alignment tomorrow, and we'll work out where the wheels are pointing, how much camber we got, and more so exactly how much more grip we can get out of the back of this car, which I'm pretty bloody excited about, because you know, I've never gone full kill on the back of this car because just hadn't taken it for a wheel alignment yet. So I can't wait to go full send on the wheel alignment on this car, get it hooked up even better than ever before, get the front wheels pointing in an actual direction that'll allow me to feel even more about the lock kit, you know, feel how much lock I've got. And you know, even just then doing those little spinnies there, I wasn't getting any sort of bind or no issues there whatsoever. So that's really, really positive. Yeah, I'm really excited to nut this stuff out and get these, you know, give GK Tech the green and get these on the market for you guys, man, because it makes these chassis so ridiculously good. And I'm very jealous of Americans where the G37 sedan is pretty popular and fairly well sold over there. I think my next trip to the States, if it ever happens, because of read that word, I'll be getting a G37 sedan and putting this kit in it, man. A 3.7 in a sedan in the States, wife and kiddies. That's going to be the jam. Anyway, Quick reminder while I've got your guys' attention, we are doing the giveaway with the AU FAC and with the AU House lock kit. Basically a ready to go drift car, or if you want to street register it, every $5 spent in store at lukefink.com gets you in the running. So grab hats, shirts, stickers, lanyards, like, oh no, that's not one of my lanyards. But yeah, grab anything you want from our store. I'm gonna get a gel thing and start getting rid of these crows. I'm gonna hook my trailer up and you'll see what I'm gonna pick up in tomorrow's vlog, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay positive, and I'll see you in tomorrow's vlog.